Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Ema. I'm Emily, and today we have a fun topic. We are talking about how to think in English naturally without translating every word in your head.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack, and honestly, I really need this lesson because when I speak English, my brain feels so slow. First, I think in my own language, then I translate, and sometimes the sentence sounds strange even to me.
That happens to many learners, Jack. So don't worry, your brain is doing extra work, and that makes speaking harder. The goal is simple today. We want your brain to think directly in English little by little.
That sounds amazing, but also a little scary. Is it really possible to train your brain like that?
Of course, it takes practice, but it becomes easier every day. The best way to start is with very small thoughts. You don't need long or difficult sentences. Just describe what you see, feel, or do in simple English.
Oh, I think I understand. So instead of making a big sentence, I can just say, I am tired, or the weather is nice, right?
Exactly. Those are perfect English thoughts, short, clear, and natural. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can think, I need coffee, or I want to sleep more. Simple thoughts help your brain stay relaxed.
I like that idea because it feels easy and real. Let me try another one. The sun is bright today, and the air feels warm. Wow, that actually feels natural.
Yes, that's great. You are already thinking in English. You can practice anywhere, too. On the bus, at school, while walking, or even while cooking dinner at home.
Okay, let me practice on the bus then. The bus is crowded today, people are talking loudly, but luckily I found a seat near the window. Hey, that was fun.
See? Your brain is starting to build English thoughts naturally. The secret is daily practice. Small English thoughts every day can slowly become full conversations.
I really love this method because it feels calm and possible. Before today, I thought thinking in English was only for advanced speakers. But now it feels like something I can actually do too.
Yes, Zigzag Jack, your own English radio show in your kitchen. And the more you do it, the more confident your brain becomes because speaking out loud helps your thoughts become real English, not just ideas in your head.
I like that idea because it feels fun and not like studying. I can just talk about what I am doing. Even simple things like I am washing my hands or I am opening the fridge, and nobody needs to hear me except me.
That is perfect. And the most important thing is not to be perfect, because mistakes are part of learning. And every time you speak, even with mistakes, your brain is getting stronger in English.
So it is okay if I say something wrong, or if my sentences are not perfect. I just keep speaking and try again next time.
Yes, exactly. Just keep going, because fluency comes from practice, not from waiting until you are ready, and your confidence grows every time you use English out loud.
That actually makes me feel relaxed, because before I always stopped myself, I waited and tried to make perfect sentences in my head, but now I think I should just speak more and think less.
That is a great change, Jack. And if you combine all three tips, small thinking in English, lots of input, and daily output, you will notice your English becoming more natural without forcing it.
I think I am starting to understand now. It is not magic. It is just a practice in small steps. And honestly, I feel a little proud of myself today.
And you should feel proud because every small step counts. And even our listeners right now can start today with just one simple sentence in English about their day.
Yes, Jake, that is exactly the idea. Just simple English from real life like I am making coffee, Or the morning is beautiful, and when you look around the room and describe it in English, your brain slowly starts to think in English instead of translating everything.
I notice that when I do it like this, it actually feels easy because I am not trying to be perfect anymore. I am just saying what I see. Like there is a table, the sky is blue, and the tree outside is green, and it feels natural.
That is the key point, because your brain learns from doing, not from worrying. So every time you speak simple English like that, even if it feels basic, you are training your brain to become faster and more confident.
So I should not stop myself even if my grammar is not perfect. I should just keep talking and let my brain learn from the process instead of trying to fix every sentence in my head.
Exactly, because fluency is not about perfect grammar, it is about comfortable English, where your thoughts flow without pressure and you are able to express yourself without stopping every second to translate.
I really like that word, comfortable, because before I always wanted perfect English. But now I understand that comfortable English is actually more important, and I should just keep practicing every day.
Yes, and the best part is you can practice everywhere, at home, in the kitchen, on the bus, or even while making coffee in the morning, just saying simple sentences about what you are doing.
Like my own little English radio show again, where I say things like, I am opening the fridge, I am drinking coffee, or the coffee is hot, and nobody is judging me, so I can relax and just speak.
Exactly, and you can also write a few sentences at night, like a small diary, something simple such as, Today I went outside, I ate good food, or I felt happy, because writing is also output and it strengthens your English.
That sounds very doable. I think I can really do this because it is not a big task. It is just a few minutes every day, and even when I am tired, I can still manage 10 minutes.
Yes, only 10 minutes every day is enough because consistency is more powerful than long study sessions. And when you repeat this daily, your brain slowly builds strong English habits.
I like that idea of habits because it feels like building something slowly, like one small brick every day, and after some time, you suddenly have something strong and real.
That is a perfect way to understand it, Jack. And if you combine thinking in small sentences, listening and reading English, and speaking or writing a little every day, your English will naturally improve without stress.
Honestly, I feel more confident now because I used to think English was very difficult, but now it feels like something I can build step by step, just like a daily routine with my coffee.
And that is exactly the goal. Because when English becomes part of your daily life, even in small moments, it stops feeling like study and starts feeling like a natural habit you enjoy. Meanwhile, I drink another coffee and eat chocolate biscuits because apparently my survival plan is just sugar and caffeine all day long.
At least you are honest about it, but green tea can really help because it feels lighter than coffee and keeps you calm without making you too restless.
Maybe tomorrow I'll try green tea after my fourth coffee, which honestly already sounds like progress to me.
Small steps are still steps, Jack. Then after work, I finally go home, feeling tired but relieved, because walking through the front door after a long day always feels comforting.
That moment is the best part of the day for me too, especially when I take off my shoes, change into soft, comfortable clothes, and finally stop thinking about work.
Same here. Sometimes I just sit quietly on the sofa for 10 minutes without doing anything, because even silence feels relaxing after a busy day.
Exactly. My brain needs those quiet moments before dinner. Although cooking dinner can become another adventure because I'm honestly not a very talented cook.
Oh no, what happened this time?
One time I made pasta with so much salt that after one bite, I drank an entire glass of water immediately because it tasted like the ocean.
Too much salt is a classic cooking mistake. So don't worry, almost everyone has done that at least once.
That's not even the worst story because another time I forgot the pasta in the water for too long, and it became so soft that it looked more like soup than pasta.
Pasta soup actually sounds like a very creative recipe, even if it was completely accidental.
Thank you, Emily. My cooking style is not professional, but it is definitely creative and always full of surprises.
I honestly love simple cooking because after a long day, I don't want anything complicated. So now I usually make easy meals like soup, vegetables, pasta, or rice while listening to relaxing music in the kitchen.
That sounds peaceful, but my cooking style is much simpler because I mostly survive on pasta, eggs, and food delivery apps whenever I feel too tired or lazy to cook properly.
Ordering food is completely fine sometimes because not everyone has energy to cook every evening,
Oh.
especially after work when your brain already feels exhausted.
Exactly. And honestly, ordering food feels dangerously easy because suddenly 30 minutes later, someone brings hot, delicious food directly to your door.
I still enjoy cooking because it relaxes me, especially chopping vegetables slowly while music plays in the background and the kitchen smells nice and warm.
Chopping means cutting food into small pieces, right? Because when I try chopping onions or carrots, the pieces always become different sizes and look slightly dangerous.
That is completely normal in the beginning because cooking is a skill, and honestly, practice makes everything easier over time.
Perfect. Then maybe you can chop the vegetables while I order dessert, and together we can create the world's most balanced dinner system.
That actually sounds like teamwork. Then, after dinner, I usually slow down, relax on the sofa, and watch something light before bed.
Same here. Although once I start watching a series, I lose all self control because one episode quickly becomes three more episodes without me even noticing the time.
What kind of shows do you usually watch?
Mostly comedy or action, because after work, I want something fun and entertaining that helps me forget stress for a while and just relax.
Comedy is perfect after a busy day because laughing really helps your mind feel lighter and calmer before sleep.
Exactly, although sometimes I try reading before bed instead, but honestly, after 2 pages, my eyes close automatically and the book wins the battle.
That actually means the book is relaxing your brain, which is probably a good thing before sleeping.
Maybe, but unlike you, I definitely do not sleep early, because midnight somehow arrives while I'm still watching videos or scrolling on my phone.
I usually go to bed around 10 because I'm naturally a morning person, so sleeping early helps me wake up feeling fresh and organized.
Meanwhile, I am clearly an evening person because my energy appears late at night when everyone else is already thinking about sleep.
Both are completely normal, honestly, because some people feel more active in the morning while others naturally focus better at night.
The real problem is my phone, because every night I tell myself, just 5 more minutes, and suddenly 1 hour disappears while I scroll through messages and social media.
That happens to many people because the blue light from phone screens keeps you awake and makes it harder to feel sleepy naturally.
So basically, my brain thinks midnight is actually daytime because my phone keeps shining directly into my eyes.
Exactly. Which is why putting your phone away at least 30 minutes before bed can really help your sleep and make mornings easier.
30 minutes without my phone sounds difficult, but honestly, my brain probably deserves a little peace after surviving 4 coffees every day.
Your brain would definitely appreciate the break. The important thing is not having a perfect routine, but creating habits that work naturally for your lifestyle and energy.
That makes sense because routines should help your life feel easier, not become another stressful thing you force yourself to follow.
Exactly. So today we talked about daily routines, from waking up and commuting to work, all the way to relaxing, cooking dinner, and finally going to sleep at night.
We also learned useful everyday expressions like commute, snack, peaceful, chopping vegetables, lunch break, and morning person versus evening person.
And hopefully, everyone listening learned that small habits can slowly improve your day, whether it's preparing things the night before, drinking less coffee, or simply putting your phone down earlier.
I'm still working on that last one, but I'll try tonight, probably after just one more episode.
Those are officially the most dangerous words in modern life.
Very true. Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with us today here on Talk Ema. We always love practicing English together with you.
Please subscribe to Talk Ema, leave a like, and share this episode with anyone who wants to improve their English through simple, natural conversations.
And before you go, tell us in the comments, are you a morning person or an evening person? And what is one thing you do every single day?
Write your answer in English because practicing a little every day is the best way to improve naturally and confidently.
See you next time, everyone.
Bye, everyone, and keep enjoying your English journey with Talk Ema.